My name is Hugo Kohl, and we are at my future workshop. And so you can see around me here, we have really a bona fide construction site. And I think that gentleman in the blue shirt over there is Jack, who we're going to meet. And Jack Broadus used to run this thing while it was still an ice house before it became the new project that it's going to be shortly.
We saw demand in the marketplace for ice because there was more, beer was starting to become more popular. You know, the 7-Eleven started becoming more, and people just wanted to go out and have parties.
Right.
And so we saw the demand for that, so we sort of followed the demand of what the consumers wanted, and that's how we really got big into the ice manufacturing business.
And what year is this? When is this?
60s. In the 60s, 70s,
and this is
80s.
when the portable cooler comes on the scene.
Right.
People are putting their drinks and their sandwiches in there, covering it with ice, and
yeah.
And
Right,
recreating.
but what was the problem was they couldn't go to all this. They couldn't get what they wanted, so we had to take it to them in a way that they could pick it up. So as the beer sales started, they wanted to buy the bag of ice and put it in at the time they bought the beer. Before that, they would come down here and buy that block of ice, chip it up in their cooler, and then put their drinks in it and then go away. Well, one of the things that evolved out of that was you could go buy, we put out what we call an ice merchandiser, but it was different. And some of them are still in the South. You could go, and we built these larger portable buildings that were coin operated. And we would put the bag of ice or the blocks on a conveyor. And then you would put your 50 cents or quarter in, whatever it costs, and you would hit it, and the ice would come and it would fall down just like a Coke machine or something like that.
When it was an Oka Coke.
Yeah. So the problem was when the demand got so hot, so tough, we couldn't
keep the machine full.
Yeah, couldn't keep the machine full. So we had to figure a better way because demand started really growing. Wow. So then we listened to the consumer and we started a whole different type of distribution. This was a halfway spot between Florida and New York and Washington. So when the vegetables came out of the South, they would stop by here. And we also had a blower on that, and we'd take those 300-pound blocks and we'd put it in there, and we had an actual tube where we'd blow the ice into the trailer, and we would again cool the vegetables before they got to the
see, I'd never heard any of this before.
to the stores. So that's how it was preserved. There's so many stories that you could tell. It's just I don't know. I hope I've answered your questions as to you getting a better feel of what this building was all about.
See, all I know is to ask you about the things that I noticed about this building when I started. You know, I'm really emotionally invested in this building at this point. And so my first coming into this is these machines, this really incredibly industrial site with these tanks, and you could sort of understand how ice was being made, and you'd walk back here and there's all this cork insulation. And the sense I got, yeah, this is really labor intensive. Guys had these carts moving this ice by hand and stacking and stacking and stacking. I didn't know that people were coming and renting lockers and storing food, or understand. I knew the clear ice was coming out of here, but you just told us how it was made.
I look forward to coming back and seeing
I can't
your
wait to show
work.
it off to you.